What it do? It's another episode of Outbox TV. Your man, Roger.
I'm DJ Primetime 256.
And we still talking to legends upon legends upon legends.
Legends on legends on legends.
I got the legendary Ed Gordon. I'm going to check in with him.
I got my man, Pat Jamar, Mr. Keyboard Man. If you haven't heard of him yet, watch.
You will.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, just stay tuned. Another episode of Outbox TV starts right
now. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you miss me? It's your boy Roger.
Thank you, boys.
Sounds so good, don't it, people? DJ Primetime 256.
DJ Primetime
256. Let's get it. Let go.
All right, I don't need to say it. PT always says it. We talk to legends upon legends upon legends, and this day is no different. You know him more notably from BET days, but he's done a lot, and hey, I had to check in with him. One of my faves, Ed Gordon. What it do?
How you doing, man?
First of all, I want to let you know how honored I am to be talking to you. I don't like to tell people that I admire that I grew up to them. I like to say I grew up with you. So I grew up with you.
Yeah, I get that a lot nowadays, man.
You've been in the game for decades. Now, your latest project is with the Impact Network, and you're doing this virtual roundtable, basically still encouraging people, pushing out the word to get people to vote. Why do you feel this moment in time is important to the culture?
Well, listen, I think that what we decided to do with Impact the Vote, I was contacted by the Impact Network, which is a religious network who's looking to broaden their programming. And they said that they wanted to do some programming around the election, and they asked me would I participate in creating that for them. And so I told them, hey, certain things that I want to make sure that we have in place, and I want to be able to produce it. And it's been a great partnership. And so we produced a 4-part series that airs on Saturdays in October. This weekend we'll come up with the 3rd episode. So for people who've missed the first 2, you can find them on my Facebook page. We have full episodes posted there, but we took a look at 4 issues. First one being the pandemic and healthcare in Black America. The second one, the economy and employment. This week coming up, we look at social justice and policing. And I tell you, we just finished the interview with Ben Crump and one of George Floyd's brothers. And it was really heartening to continue to see Ben Crump, who's been on the front lines, who's a personal friend of mine, continue to fight this fight. And at one point, he just starts to read off names of the people that have been killed. And I didn't interrupt him, and he just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. And sometimes you forget, one name sticks with you, or 2 or 3 names, but it just kept going and kept going. It's really a poignant time. And there's a portion of the interview when Mr. Floyd talks about the death of his brother and how it's affecting him now, that he has to live with that. And I remind people, for us, Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd are names. They're in some respects martyrs. In some respects, they have become symbols. But for their family members, they're just that. And they are humans that are no longer here, that are dead simply because of their race, that they will never, ever see again. And so we wanted to produce these shows to say, we want you to be an educated voter. We don't want you to just vote because you don't like something. We want you to vote because either you want some change or you like something and you want to put people in that agree with your point of view, and you're not just voting for something that you saw on the internet but didn't do your homework and research and to see if it was even real. So we're excited about that. And the last program, which will be an hour special, we'll take a look at, because it'll air literally days before the election. We'll take a look at where we stand that weekend, and we'll talk to just a number of people. On election night too, we'll also be working with the NAACP on their social media platforms, on mine, on the Impact Network social media platforms, and they're in negotiation with a number of other people. We'll be doing, starting at 7 Eastern, our own coverage of election night. We'll be peeking in across the country with NAACP chapters who will be on site in real time, talking about voting, talking about any irregularities they may see. So I'll be joined by the president of the NAACP, Derek Johnson, and I'll also be joined by people like Michael Eric Dyson and Jamel Hill and many others as we kind of keep a watch on election night. And so, we know people will be watching MS and CNN too, but I also know that people watch like this. TV's on, you got your iPad here, you got your iPhone there, so we're saying, we know you're going to watch some other things, but make sure you tune in to us as well. And so we're excited about, all that we're doing.
Now, growing up, we read about the likes of Malcolm and Martin. I even grew up to the likes of the Reverend Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Hell, they still got Al Sharpton at everything that takes place these days. But do you think that we have any future leaders in the making, or do you think that's a responsibility that nobody really wants to take on right now?
The truth of the matter is, there are always leaders. We just don't have the kind of leadership we've had in the past, and that is singular leadership, what people call charismatic leadership, that 4 or 5 people that everybody knows that, quote unquote, speak for Black America. What we have now is more diverse leadership. We have people like Tamika Mallory, who's been on the front lines of social justice and reform. There are leaders out there. They're just not as nationally prominent singularly as we've had in the past. People argue back and forth, and quite frankly, I don't know the answer to this, but people argue back and forth. Do we need the old kind of leadership? 4 or 5 voices that speak for a great deal of us. No one has ever spoken for the majority of Black people, or singularly spoken for that. People forget that at the time of his death, Dr. King was not necessarily hugely popular with Black America anymore. He had moved on to, his fight against poverty and his fight against the Vietnam War, and many people had become disenchanted with the peaceful way that he approached things. And so, we got to remember history as it is, not as we thought it was or as we wanted it to be. So leaders are always there. We just have more, I think, localized leadership. And with the advent of social media, we do find that leaders emerge just because they have 500,000 followers. That doesn't make you a leader, but it does give you a platform and a voice. That's not always good, but we've had other leaders that came to leadership positions because they were good marketers. They didn't have necessarily a huge following, though you thought they did. Mm-hmm. And so it's really about all of us becoming educated and deciding who we follow and how we participate. I'd rather you really fully participate than follow somebody, because half the time, even back in the day, you were following them, but you weren't involved and engaged in making change. And that's really what we need. And this election will be, I think, the first step in making sure that we're not just talking and liking things on social media, that we are indeed participating. That's going to be the real test of, where we sit on this thing. So it'll be interesting. Right.
Now, sometimes without asking, we do have celebrities that speak out on Black issues, but the truth be told, they seem just as disconnected as most of these politicians. What do you feel we need to realize as voters for ourselves to actually activate change?
Here's the deal about politicians. Celebrities and politics. Celebrities have always been involved in politics, and celebrities are just regular people. So if you look at your core group of people that you hang out with, right? Let's say it's 6 of you. 2 of you will really know politics. 2 of you won't know a damn thing about politics. And the other 2, you vote, some things, but you don't know most things. Politicians seek voters celebrities have platforms. They want to be down and look like they're involved, but we find out that Snoop has never voted. We found out that, you know, there were a number of other celebrities, including Shaquille O'Neal, who had never voted before, as hard as that is to be believed by some. And so I think, you know, it's not the celebrity's fault. It's your fault if you blindly follow them. You should take whatever they're giving you in the same way you would take it from anybody else. You can listen to their perspective and their point of view, but it's really about you learning how to discern what's right and what isn't, and move forward on that. So I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at, you know, anybody from Kerry Washington to even Ice Cube and the controversy he's having. Now you need to make a decision as to whether or not you follow it. You know, it's not for me to say Ice Cube should or shouldn't work for or work with the Trump administration. I personally would not, because I do not find him even bright enough to want to work with. And I believe him to be a danger. But if Ice Cube sees it in the way he says he wants to, and that it isn't about people, it's about helping a person. I'm not into cancel culture, but I do say to myself, I'm going to make a determination as to whether or not now I want to follow Ice Cube based on what he's doing. That's all.
Of course, I have to mention your book, Conversations in Black. After all these years in the business, why do you feel this was another important milestone for you?
So I started, well, people had always thought I'd written books and I hadn't. And I started literally 8 years ago on the concept. The concept is I talked to 40 plus leaders and influencers, everybody from Maxine Waters, Stacey Abrams, Al Sharpton, you know, the kind of usual suspects, Harry Belafonte, to T.I. and Killer Mike and Angela Rye, Jamel Hill and Bakari Sellers, and even people like Malcolm Lee, the director, and D.L. Hughley and others, and everybody in between. And the whole idea was to, the book is written as if we were all in the same room holding a conversation, though none of us were together. I was the linchpin. I talked to everybody, I interviewed everybody, and then I pieced it together as if we were all in one room. And each topic, or each chapter is a different topic. And it's not just political. You know, there's a topic called, Am I Black Enough for You? So we deal with this colorism thing we still trip over as Black people. There's a chapter called The Medea Dilemma. We look at our images in the media. So really it takes a look at everything. And I've been really blessed and pleased at the response the book has gotten. We dropped it in January, and really since the deaths of Mr. Floyd and Ms. Taylor and Mr. Aubrey and others, America is now talking about everything that's in that book. So it's become even more relevant, unfortunately, based on their deaths and America's reckoning, as the media calls it.
Now, lastly, we've learned a lot about you over the years. What is something that you've learned about yourself on this journey?
Well, I mean, you know, everybody has this sense of who I am, which is wrong. Everybody thinks, yeah, we like Ed, but you know, he's serious, and I don't know, he might be a little stuck up. Dude, I was 2 votes away from class clown in high school. I am not the person I portray on television, but I knew as a Black man, I had to be ultra serious to go sit across from a president. And remember now, I started way before Obama people even knew. So, you know, I'm this young Black dude coming in, I wanted to be taken seriously. I wanted to, if I walked in a room with Dan Rather or anybody who, you know, was on the news at that time, I wanted to be taken as seriously as they did and were. And so for me, I also knew that I represented our community, right? And so I didn't ever want to come to a place where I was not prepared or I was an embarrassment to us. I wanted everybody, as I've been blessed with my career, to go, you know, that's my man. Whether it was the way I dressed or the way I carried myself, or, you know, I didn't dress like a white boy, right? I'm from Detroit. I wore colors. I wore, you know, I mean, and I wasn't going to change that, right? I was going to be me, but still be, you know, professional. And I expected to be treated that way. And if you sat across from me, I expected you as the interviewee to give me the same respect you would give anybody else. So I knew I was repping us as a community, and I continue to take that very seriously. And I'm just surprised and blessed and pleased that, like you said at the outset, I've been doing this now for 30 years and people still invite me. I'm still relatively relevant. And so, because that's hard to do, right? To stay in this business for 30 years and people still call you and want to hear from you and buy a book and look forward to your programs. And we're just starting a new podcast with iHeartRadio that'll start in November. So I'm just, proud to rep us and just gonna try to keep doing it, man.
Now listen, guys, the election is still literally days away. If you need more information, you can check out Impact the Vote and this virtual roundtable hosted by my man, Ed Gordon. It's on his social media pages. You can also check out more information on outtheboxtv.com. Ed Gordon, once again, I appreciate your time and, stay up.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Out the Box, your man Roger. I'm here with my man Pat Jamar. If you're wondering why I'm wearing my Purple Rain shirt, it's because of this young dude right here. I watched you perform more than a few times. I've always got the impression that you were inspired by the likes of Prince, Morris Day, that era right there.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So you playing the keyboard, all this good stuff. When did you find out you had the passion for it first, playing instruments or actually singing?
Definitely playing instruments first, because that's what I just always naturally did that. And then the singing part came because my family does sing, so I came from that and just added the two later on.
Okay. Keyboard, drums, what else you play? Because you got all these skills.
I touch the bass.
Okay.
And that's about it right now.
Okay. I feel like he learned how to sing just so that he have a reason to play the instrument.
Absolutely.
Now, do you remember like your first? Okay. So my people at home know what that means. I know you don't know, but that gives us the signal that it's time to play a game.
Okay.
So you're rooted in the time of Prince and Morris Day. So we're gonna play an R&B challenge.
Gotcha.
We're gonna go back and forth because they know I got a passion and a love for R&B too. So we're gonna see who gets the best out of 7. The PT is gonna play a few tracks. What areas are we doing?
So this is what I'm gonna do. See, I threw RJ off too because I didn't want him to cheat. So I'm not just
I
gonna
don't
do
need
R&B,
to cheat. I
but
don't need to cheat.
I'm specifically gonna do the 80s.
Okay,
So you ready?
we're ready. So who's first, me or Pat?
Man, guess go first.
Okay, so we're gonna see if you can guess this song now. This era of the 80s.
Toto Africa.
Huh?
Toto Africa.
Okay.
Oh wow! See, I'm glad he got that one.
Coming off rip. He ready.
Glad he got that one. All right.
Hey, I'm a 90s baby,
All
but
right.
the 80s is my era. Like,
I think I might get whooped on this round. Then let's see.
So you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This is you.
Let's go. Oh, hold on. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. So y'all know a little bit of music.
Okay.
Pat, we back on you. You ready?
All right, here we go.
all right.
Here we go.
Shaka Khan ain't nobody.
I mean, so quick.
Man, that's the musicians.
You
man.
can obviously
I'm playing that every Friday
need
right
to go
now.
play Shazam. This is like win some money for us. All right, I'm scared now. I'm nervous because this guy's good.
I got you, RJ.
Okay, let's see.
We're going to work. We're going
Let's
to test
see.
the knowledge, but we're going to have a good time.
I know it. Hold on. Flashlight. Yes, flashlight. My mama used to play that Saturday mornings before we got to cleaning up. That old throwback record player. Good. Thank you, PC. Another one I knew. I got a little nervous. You too good, though. All right. Round 3 for Pat Jamar.
No need to get nervous.
I'm nervous. All right.
We tied up so far.
Okay.
2-2. Pat, here we go.
Hey, man, do I did it. Zap it.
I'm really mad that he's so good. Okay. Jesus. I'm nervous. I should have told you to play from the 90s. Okay. I'm cool. Okay.
No need to get nervous.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I know this. Hold on. We play this at the cookouts.
Everybody
Oh my God.
kick out. Come on.
Suicide and then innocent.
What you gonna do?
Yes, I know it, but I can't think of the words. We're just gonna say slide. I I got it wrong, but I know the song, but I can't think of who the. Yeah, I'm
Y'all
sorry.
ain't played at your cookout. I'm telling your
Please.
mama. I'm telling your mama, RJ. I don't know what cookout
I'm
you was
sorry,
at.
Mama. She's disappointed. All right, next round, Pat Jamar. What we got? What we got? PT playing games, man.
Earth and Fire. Let's groove tonight.
You could have gave me that one. Okay. Good job, Pat. Good job. All right. He got one up on me. He got
come on,
one up
RJ.
on me. Okay.
You gonna come back? This is it.
We hoping, because
This
if not,
ain't
I'm
even it. This is
lost.
just for fun because you lost.
Let's see.
Go out with a bang.
Okay.
Go out with a bang.
All right, let's see. Oh, like my favorite song. That's Michael Jackson.
What?
I wanna love you. PYT. That's it. That's my song right there.
Loving.
Thank you for giving me a Michael Jackson
Let's
song.
get it. Let's get it. RJ, you lost, but it was good, man. It was
I had a
good, man.
curl. All right, so all right, Pat, let everybody know where they can find you online and also where they can find your music.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pat Jamar. Facebook, I actually just did a like page. It's Pat Jamar. And Instagram, Pat Jamar _. YouTube, Pat Jamar, everything. So all the events I got coming up, all of that's right there.
All right, y'all look out for my man. More information on outtheboxtv.com.
From our stage to your living room, I'm telling you, you've got to get ready for Pat Jamar performing The Keyboard Man.
She just wanna roll with the keyboard man. She come to my gigs every weekend. I play her favorite song for the last dance. So if she get lit, yeah, I got a chance. So if she get lit, yeah, she gon' dance. Her dude get mad 'cause all the pretty girls rock with the band. All the pretty girls rock with the band. Better keep her away. Yeah. And now she on a tour of the bus. Said her and a friend gon' follow us. Said I'm gon' have to buy a room for her. Never mind, it's better when it's. And she just took a picture for the gram. Don't tag me, girl, I'm not your man. It said she got the eyes for me, yeah. It said she got the dream for me, yeah. Said I'm the keyboard man. Tell me, you better keep her away. I can't help that I'm a rock star and she love me. I can't help that I'm a rock star and she. The homies can't help that they some rock stars and they love us. Yeah, they love us. Yeah, girls love her. Say, I can't help that I'm a rock star and she love me. I can't help that I'm a rock star and she. The homies can't help that they some rock stars and they love us. Yeah, they love us. Yeah, girls love the band. Said when I play my keys, I said she fall for me, yeah. Said I'm the keyboard man and I'm the keyboard man, yeah. Help that I'm a rock star and she love me. I can't help that I'm a rock star and she. The homies can't help that they some rock stars and they love us, yeah, they love us. Yeah, girls love the band.
Bitch. I wanted to say that so much louder. I'm sorry. Can you edit that out? I'm so proud. I wanted to put so much emphasis on that. Oh, my God. The Keyboard Man, Out the Box, Season 2. Let's get it.
That does it for another episode of Out the Box TV.
It does. It does. You just heard my man, Pat Jamar.
Yes, and I, once again, ever so graciously humble to be talking to my man, Ed Gordon. You know, again,
Legends on legends on legends.
you know what to do. Like, share, comment, and most of all, head to the website, outtheboxtv.com.